Good morning, guys. Happy Monday. I hope everyone on this video is doing well. It's Coach Chambers here. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. It's Monday, the 17th of February. Time is going fast. How crazy is it that we're literally past the middle of February? Time goes quick and we grow old fast. That is one thing for certain. But yeah, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Hope everyone is doing well. As I've just said, my dog is in the background somewhere, so hopefully she doesn't start licking down there whilst I am obviously concentrating on marking up the charts. Just before we do get into this video, make sure you've got your subscribe button turned on, notifications turned on, and you're showing some love and support inside of this YouTube channel. It motivates me even more to, obviously show up for you guys and do this for free every single day. So if you guys haven't already, make sure that you click that subscribe button and you I've got your notifications turned on and show me some love. So let's get straight into the charts. I'm going to quickly cover a trade that I'm in as we speak, which isn't going too good. I want to be full transparent as always on here for you guys. So currently right now we're in AUD CHF. As I said, it is not going too good at the moment. It was a bit more risky one because the daily time frame is in a bullish range, as you guys can see. We've had a daily break of structure from here. We've had this pullback that failed to break this low, and we have obviously created that daily higher high. Now, the reason I decided to take this trade today, well, a simple fact of this daily supply area here that we did mitigate, but also there was a 4-hour supply area that we didn't mitigate. So there's a 4-hour supply area above here with some imbalance. And then the reason I looked to obviously take this trade is, let's just get rid of the noise a sec. You can see that from this 4-hour supply, the market was obviously very bullish. We had a 4-hour change of trend here. We come back up to mitigate this 4-hour supply, and then we had another break of structure. So obviously you guys that follow me, and that is a double confirmation. We didn't just trade from this one, 4-hour change of trend. We waited for, another break of structure to confirm that the 4-hour is definitely bearish and that the supply is in control. So as you guys can probably see, this is the supply area that I have, taken the trade from. So let's focus on that. And I didn't just, enter from this 4-hour supply area. I waited for a 1-hour supply. So let me just quickly talk you through why I entered from here. So you can see we have a 1-hour supply area with inside this 4-hour supply. And I waited for a 15-minute change of trend. So if you look at the 15-minute from this 1-hour supply area, you can see that we was, clearly in a bullish trend, creating them higher highs, higher lows. Once we reached this 1-hour supply, we had this movement away and we've broken this last 15-minute higher low, creating a 15-minute lower low. So of course, that was my entry on here with my stop loss, a little bit above the top of this, around 10 pips. So as you guys can see, currently as of right now, we are in, drawdown, which is absolutely fine, emotionless to this anyway. But I just wanted to come on here and be completely transparent. Of course, it'd be nice now that we're in this extreme. It would be amazing if the market decided to, actually move away from here and carry this trend on downwards. But we will wait and see if that happens. You guys can also keep an eye on this and you'll be able to know if I've had a stop loss or if I've had, I'm in profit or whatnot. So yeah, let's get straight into the major pairs. As always, very successful last week. I've been saying for such a long time about the market reaching this daily demand area and obviously breaking this low. A lot of people were trying to look for buys up, which is again fine. Some scenarios, may have appeared for people to obviously look for buys, but I've been talking about this, trend happening anyway. If you look from a weekly standpoint, just quickly, you'll be able to notice that we have this weekly range from this weekly higher low to this weekly higher high. And we also have this weekly imbalance below here and this weekly demand. So I expect the market to, potentially make its way into this area of weekly demand. And that will be a higher time frame, area that we would want to look out for. Now, looking at the daily time frame, you'll be able to notice that, of course, if you look at this, we were creating higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high. We come here, we failed to create a higher high. We then obviously pulled down. then had this area as a higher high, daily change of trend from here. Institutions came into the market here through the news event, tapped into daily supply, and then we started to move away. Eventually, we've broken this because we was ranging quite a lot. We've broken this lows and created a new daily range. So from this lower high to this lower low is our daily range for the dollar, as you guys can see. Now, of course, if you just get rid of this noise, first thing that we expect is this daily supply candle here, this last buy up before this movement down, to be our mitigation area. So if we look at where we are in the 4-hour, you can see that I expect, in fact, if we just get rid of all of this noise, let me just erase all of this and just focus on this. Obviously, I know that we've got some good entries, but let's just focus on where we're currently at from a daily time frame. So first thing I expect the market to do is I want to see a 50% retracement on the daily time frame. So from this, lower high to this lower low, I want to see at least a 50% retracement. So you can see that within side of this market, we have this whole leg here, which is our daily supply. So the next thing I want to do is, can I see any 4-hour supply areas from here? So from this daily supply, well, first thing that I can see is above the 50%, we do have this level of, supply area here. Now, of course, if you look, when we had that break, the market came back up and actually tapped into this supply. So if we just quickly go to the 1-hour time frame, you can see a lot more clear that this level of supply, when we broke, we come back up, tapped into this supply area and then broke again. I would like to see the market potentially come into this area here. That'll be my predominant area. It's a 1-hour supply. Let's just go quickly back to the 4-hour, and you can see it is just around the 50% mark. So I would like to see the market retrace back up eventually into this area and then move away from here and carry on downwards. So keep an eye out on that. If we do tap in, above the 50% mark in the supply area, that will be even better as well. So yeah, that is my main thoughts from a higher time frame is, can we obviously come into the 50% mark from a daily range and also take out, all of these highs that are classed as liquidity, or we can use them as liquidity as we head into this daily supply and also for our 1-hour supply as well. So that is what I'd like to see, more so focusing on the daily time frame than any other, because we do have imbalance as well on the daily time frame. So I think we will get this pullback into this area. Now that leads me on to Euro USD. And as you guys can see, we finally got a new range on the daily time frame. So let's focus on structure for instance. Here you can see, obviously we had, let's focus on this. From here, you can see the market was going in this downtrend, creating, lower lows and lower highs. We then came up, failed to go and create, a lower low. We should have moved away. Didn't manage to get that. The market then reacted up, and then we went into the uptrend. We then pulled back into this daily demand area, and then we come back up, failed to go and create a new lower low, and then the market basically created that new higher high. So the market has been a bit of a weird one, to be fair to you guys, as we've all been speaking about, but we've finally got a little bit more of a clearer range to look out for. So we have from this daily higher low to this daily higher high on here. Now let's focus on where we're currently at. As we can see, we don't have a clear demand area. What I do expect the market to do is, as always, potentially retrace to the 50% mark. Now this candle here is probably the one that stands out to me the most, is this candle. It's a big, horrible, ugly candle, but this is probably a daily demand area that we can see the market come into, because we do have imbalance above. Now let's go to the 4 and see if we can see anything that's pretty clear in this demand area. But what I would like to potentially see is our demand area being this area here. This area of 4-hour demand potentially being where the market can come into. So the most important part is, yes, we obviously in this 4-hour range from, this 4-hour higher low to this 4-hour higher high. As you guys can see, we probably expect the market just to carry on upwards, which can of course happen. We are reacting from this daily demand, this 4-hour demand area here, these two candles that you can see. But I want you guys to understand that eventually, as we always talk about, If the daily is looking like this and you've got a daily higher low and a daily higher high, eventually the market is obviously going to come down and mitigate an area and obviously retrace. Now, obviously the 4 hour is going to be looking like this, creating higher highs and higher lows. Eventually we're going to get a change of trend and then a change of trend again to carry this on upwards. That's not the best drawing, but I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm talking about. So yeah, let's see what can happen. But as I've just said, this level of demand as we speak is in control. This area taps back in and we're still moving away from here as we speak. But let's see if we can get the 50% mark met. And if we do get a 50% mark met and we break below, I'd like to see a smaller time frame reaction from here, and that allow us to then buy this area upwards. But yeah, not as clean as we would like, but we've got to do what we've got to do. Okay, going on to GBP USD, let's go to the daily time frame. It looks a little bit more cleaner, a little bit more nicer to look at. And as you guys can see, we obviously have this daily higher low and this daily higher high. We have this new daily range. I expect the market to potentially come and carry on upwards from here. The dollar carries on downwards and probably take out this weekly lower high. This is potentially where we could come into as we speak from a weekly perspective. So let's focus on the daily. You can see that we have this daily demand candle here with imbalance above that I would like to see the market come into. So I would like to see the market eventually, which we should get, come to this and then carry on upwards. So if you look at the daily, that demand is pretty much on alignment with the 50%. You can see the 50%, which means that we will be in a discounted area. And that is where I'd like to see the market come into. So from a daily standpoint, that makes sense, hopefully, to you guys. Now, the 4 hour, of course, is in a 4 hour uptrend. You can see that the market is creating obviously higher highs, pardon me, and higher lows. If we just draw this out, you can see from here, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high. So we are in this range as we speak. So of course, we've got to play what we see. And what we basically see is, of course, this level of demand area here. Now, same scenario as Euro USD. When we broke above this candle come back, taps into this daily demand, and then we're moving away. So we're most likely moving away on a 1 hour time frame right now. And eventually we could see the market, of course, just carry on trading upwards from here and then create a new 4 hour demand area. So just keep an eye out on that, of course. But this is the demand area that's in control. And that's what we need to basically focus on. You can see we come back, tapped in, we moved away, and where's the market right now? We're playing out of this level of demand area here. So yeah, that is pretty clear for you guys to understand. If you want to get in your lower time frame, trade ideas, feel free to do that. I also want to bring up this as well on this call. I was meant to do at the beginning. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't come in here and give you guys exact numbers. I can't say where you should put your stop loss, where you should put your entry, where you should put your take profit. No one in the financial education is allowed to do that. It is illegal. So I will never come in here and tell you guys, this is where you need to buy. These are the exact numbers. This is what you need to do. Like, no, I'm telling you guys from an educational point, how I am analyzing the charts. I had a comment on a few comments, basically just saying you're not giving the entry, stop loss, and so on. That is not what I'm here for. I don't get paid by any company or any YouTube to do that, or YouTube, sorry, to do that. So please don't expect me to come in here and give you exact entries. Again, if you want to pay me to do that, you can pay me to do that, no problem at all. But for free, that is not something that I would, of course, do and put my reputation and my name on the line, of course. So just wanted to get that across to you guys who maybe just needed to hear it. But yeah, G is pretty clear. If you want, let's mark out this 4 hour higher low here. Let me just mark this out, 4 hour higher low. And I think I forgot to do it on here as well. So you can see 4 hour higher low is here. 4 hour higher low. And then just quickly, because I didn't go down to the 1 hour, let me just quickly show you where we're reacting from on EU. You can see that this is obviously our 4 hour demand where the market come back into and tapped. We're now reacting from this 1 hour demand area here. This 1 hour demand area is in control. And as you guys can see, it is where is it? 1 hour demand. It is moving away from there as well. So I expect the market to, carry on downwards in here unless we get otherwise and carry on upwards. So yeah, sorry, I forgot to do that for EU, but I did it on GU. Let me just mark out the demand area that we're reacting from on the 1 hour is here, 1 hour demand area. So yeah, lower time frame entries, that's up to you guys to figure out yourselves. And let's go into AUD USD. Now, AUD USD, again, we got this break of structure on a daily time frame. Sorry, this change of trend on the daily time frame, giving us a new range from here. Now, looking at the charts, yes, we're in this daily supply zone. Of course, if we do get a reaction, potentially we can look for, but our main focus is we're obviously trading upwards. We have this area which we've just broken. So that is our predominant thoughts for AU. As you guys can see, there's this demand candle here, which is in control. Once we broke above this, did tap into this. Let's look from a 50% point on a daily. Where could the market potentially react into? Well, there's a 50% is here. Let's drop down to the 4. Where can the market come into? Well, as you guys can see, if the market was to retrace back into the 50%, I'd probably expect it to come into around this area here. It's not as nice and clean as we would like, but as you guys know, all we want to see anyway is if the market does retrace into like the 50% mark. Let's say we get this happening, all we know is we want to see the time frame shift. We want to see the time frame shift, and then we can participate in buying this upwards from here. We do have imbalance above this 50% as well, so keep an eye out on that. But let's look from a 4-hour perspective so you guys can see the market is obviously trending upwards. You can see that from here, pulled back a little bit. We didn't get a full retracement, created a higher low, pulled back up, gone into here, and we're kind of like ranging. So from a 4-hour standpoint, you can probably notice that the range is from this low, 4-hour higher low, 4-hour higher low, and this is our daily and 4-hour higher high. Now, of course, what I expect the market to do is, of course, can continue from here as we speak. But if we do get that change of trend, we expect the market to come into the 50% mark of this. Now, I'll quickly go to the 1 hour. You can see that the market, when we pulled up, the market obviously come back into this area here, moved away, and we're now just reacting out of a lower time frame area. So what is in control is this demand area until we break. And if we do break, then of course we can make decisions from there. But again, focus on what the dollar's doing and focus on what the trend is doing from AUD USD. We do have a lot of imbalance, of course, to fill in. So the market could eventually come into this imbalance, as we said, from a daily standpoint. Now going into NZUSD. Going into NZUSD, same scenario. You can see it's a little bit more cleaner. We have our daily higher low and our daily higher high. We finally had that daily change of trend. Yes, we do have this daily supply candle up here, but let's not focus on that for now. You can mark this out, of course, but we've not quite reached that fully anyway. So there's a daily supply candle. But let's focus on this. You can see that we've got this daily demand area here, which is also below the 50% mark. 50% mark in the premium area. So again, I know I've just explained it, but you have to understand, if you're new on here, let's say we're in an uptrend on a daily, and we've got a daily higher low and a daily higher high. I just want to keep referring to this. Inside this daily leg, you have to understand it is a 4-hour trend happening. That 4-hour trend is happening. In order for us to create a new higher low, you need to understand that the market on the 4 hours is going to give us a change of trend eventually into a daily demand area, and then we're going to expect the market to give us a 4-hour change of trend from here to carry on upwards. And then in between this is just your daily higher low and then your daily higher high. So hopefully that makes sense. The 4 hours always going to look like this with inside the daily. So eventually we know, what I'm trying to say is eventually we know that the market will retrace on the 4-hour into here, and we expect the market to then carry on upwards to create that new daily higher high. Let's just get rid of all of this. Oh. Yeah, so Drop down to the 4. What can we see? Nothing as clear as obviously the other pairs. You can see that it's been very, very trendy. So I'm not going to look for anything to trade inside of this unless we get into this daily and 4-hour demand. We do have this 4-hour demand area that's below the 50% and also inside of this daily demand. So, you know, my predominant thoughts is expecting the market to come into this and then I'll make a decision from here. But again, as a trend on the 4-hour, this is not really as clean as we would like. If I cut the time frame in half, you'll be able to see that, of course. Let me just mark this out. You can class this as your 4-hour high or low, and you can also then class this as the demand area that we're reacting out of course. That's one thing that I do like to do is, as you probably just noticed, I didn't mention it, but if the 4-hour is not clear, cut the time frame in half, and then it might be able to be a little bit better. Let's just quickly go to the 1-hour. What can we see? You can see that we've tapped into this 1-hour demand area here as well. So again, if we do carry on upwards, it will be from this area, even though it doesn't look as clean on the 4. I expect the markets to give you the 15-minute change of trend, and then you decide obviously when you want to participate in this area. But we do expect the market to carry on upwards as of now, unless we get that 4-hour change of trend from here. Let me just mark that out as a 4-hour higher low. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. USD CAD, let's see what she is doing. From a daily standpoint, you can see that the market had that change of trend. We've come into this daily demand area, which I've been talking about, and we are reacting out of this as we speak. Now, of course, remember the dollar is in the same scenario of this daily demand, but we're in this daily range here. USD CAD is exactly the same in this daily demand, but we're in this daily range as well. Now, quickly, I want you guys to understand that this is our daily supply candle, which is here. This is our daily supply candle. And as you guys can probably already see, I have got that 4-hour supply candle in here. Now, same scenario, let's drop down to the 4. Let's drop down to the 4. You can see that I expect the market to eventually come into this area, and if we're going to carry the trend on, I want to see a shift to carry this on downwards. Again, we've got a lot of room to, you know, come into this area. Same with US dollar. So if we can get a US, like let's say the US dollar can give us this area shift, so you can see if we can break above this area, potentially we could see the dollar retracing to here, like we said, and that could be a same scenario with USD CAD. It might give us, we have broke above this. If we can potentially wait for a double break, so if you can wait for retracement and then like this again, you could potentially look to buy up into this area for USD CAD. So that'll be interesting to keep an eye on for this week. USD CHF, let's see what she is doing. So as you guys can see, I'm just going to mark this out. Not as nice looking as USD CAD. We're still in this daily range. We didn't get you know, basically a daily change of trend at the moment. We still got a daily higher high and our daily lower low here. So again, until we break that, we're still in this range. Now from a 4-hour, we obviously mitigated this 4-hour supply area, which I talked about. And as you guys can see, our next supply area for 4-hour is this area here. Looking at the 4-hour, you can see from here, creating higher highs, higher low, higher high, tapped into the 4-hour supply. We then had this change of trend. We had a little pullback in here, come back, a little pullback, and then we've broken this area. So that is my 4-hour range, from this 4-hour higher low to this 4-hour lower low. Now, of course, this is the area that we need to expect the market to retrace from right now. If we do go above, we do have imbalance and stuff to obviously focus on, but as of right now, USD CAD 4-hour supply area is what you guys can see on the screen. So if you can look for, if the dollar's going to go bullish, if you can look for your 1-hour, your smaller time frame intraday trading style in here into this 4-hour supply, and then make a decision. you guys will obviously be able to potentially catch the market in a trap if you can do that. But yeah, 4 hour standpoint, which we obviously cover on here, we're in this range from this lower high to this lower low. So that is it for the majors. Pretty easy to understand for you guys on here. Hopefully you guys got some clarity and some value from this. Let's cover some cross pairs. As you guys already know, I talked about this so far. You can see that I'm in this trade. It's been a bit of a poo trade, to be fair. As of right now, from the trend that's happening, from 1 hour, let's just focus on this. You can see, sorry, from a 15-minute, you can see that this is the range that we're in. We did have let's just go down to the 15. I don't know why I'm messing around. So as you guys can see, if we're going to react downwards, that'll be amazing. But obviously, we just got to see what the AUD CHF is going to do. Of course, if we wanted to refine this supply area, let's just get the area. You can see that we could have refined it to this last candle here, which is where the market's come into. But again, I wanted to set this trade idea before I went to the gym. And that's the amazing thing about multiple different framework patterns that I teach. I teach not just one entry, I teach multiple entries for different lifestyles, if that makes sense. So yeah, let's see how AUD CHF plays out for myself. Now looking at CHF JPY, so you can see that from a daily standpoint, we've got this daily range from this daily lower high to this daily lower low. We've had the retracement into this daily supply candle. And as you can see, from this supply candle, we've had this reaction and break. So we've had a 4 hour change of trend from here. Now, I was waiting and I would have preferred this 4 hour supply area to be met. Now, of course, if you look at this, you can see that we do have this area of supply here that we're reacting out of. And remember, if you guys are like, how do you know if that's a supply area? You've got to understand supply area is formed by this. Let me just draw this out. A supply area is basically, or demand area, let's say the market is consolidating. So you can see that the market is, moving sideways and consolidating. That creates liquidity. And then we eventually have a breakout. So you can see on the lower time frames, then we have this breakout. Eventually the market is going to want to retrace into the supply area and then make a decision away from there. So as you guys can see, consolidation in this area, big breakout, and the market is eventually retraced to that supply area there. So let me just get rid of all this rubbish on my screen. But again, for me, if I'm being totally honest, even though it's in this 4 hour supply and this daily supply, I wanted to see this 4 hour supply area met, just to be real with you guys. But going off this area, I'm not going to look to trade this. I'm just going to be patient, just because I like this 4 hour supply and I've got this imbalance. Maybe I'm being stupid. Maybe I'm not. Let's just see. But we have had this 4 hour change of trend from here. So this indicates to me that if the market was to basically carry on, let's focus on this being our 4 hour lower high and this being our new 4 hour lower low. If the market was to retrace, we've got some imbalance above. So I would potentially like to see the market, come into this area here for a 4 hour supply. And then potentially sell from here. Yeah, so CHF JPY, that is what I'm looking at as of yet. I'm going to set my hands just because I did want to see, like I said, this 4 hour supply area met. But you guys make your decisions for that. Now going into CAD CHF, let's just start off with the 4 hour time frame. And as you guys can see, this is a bit more of a riskier trade because we've just had a daily, change of trend here. The daily higher low is here, daily higher high is here. We've had a lot of bullishness from this area. Now looking at the 4, you can see that the 4 hour has given us that change of trend. So you can see the 4 hour was uptrending, higher highs, higher lows, higher high. We had then had this 4 hour change of trend here. Where did we come into this 4 hour supply area? And then we had another 4 hour break. So for me, I'm wanting and I'm interested in this. It's a bit more risky one. I wanted to see the market come into this 4 hour supply or this 1 hour supply and then expect the market to move away from here. And where we're looking is this daily demand or this 4-hour demand area for then the market to potentially see if we can get the market react from here. If not, we're in this sell as which will be amazing. Looking to trap the market basically, yeah. But as you guys can see, 4-hour lower high, 4-hour lower low. We've got imbalance here as well, 4-hour supply candle, and then my 1-hour supply candle is just here. So keep an eye out on that. For you guys, as you can see, we are currently retracing on the 1-hour, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. We're reacting on this demand area. So 1-hour is in control at the moment from a demand standpoint. So yeah, man, let's see how that plays out this week. For CAD CHF, you can see 4-hour change of trend into this supply, then another 4-hour break of structure. So could be interesting to see what happens with this. Going into CAD JPY, I'm expecting the market to basically retrace into this area here. So I'm expecting the market to retrace. If you look at the structure that was happening, we was obviously creating a daily, higher lows and higher highs. Here we failed to go and create daily lower lows and lower highs. This pullback from this 4-hour supply, which we caught, failed to create that daily lower low, this daily and weekly lower low, which is here. And then we reacted by giving a daily break of structure, fractal break here. So I expect the market to now retrace into this 4-hour supply and carry on upwards from here. So let's look at the lower time frames. What can we see? Well, from a 4-hour, we can see we've got this 4-hour demand area imbalance above as well, which is where I expect the market to come into and see if we can carry on the upwards trend from here. If you just cut down this in half, you can see that the market obviously had this here. We then failed to break this. We then failed to create this higher high. The market tapped into this supply, consolidated for a long time, and then we had this breakout. So as of right now, this 1-hour supply is where we reacted from, and we're continuously just trending. We're in this 1-hour supply candle as we speak, and that's where the market is reacting from. If we drop down to the 1, it might be a bit clearer. Yeah, as you guys can see. You can see that the market is just creating that, lower lows and lower highs. But I'm not interested in this until we get into this 4-hour demand area. But just wanted to give you guys that so you can have a look. Now, Euro CHF, let's look at the daily time frame. You can see daily higher low, daily higher high. And as we've talked about, we had a 4-hour imbalance, a 4-hour demand area and imbalance here, which we met. So if you look, we tapped into this, took out this low, filled in the imbalance, and then the 4-hour was trending. Now, what I do like about this is, even though the 4-hour was trending, you can see that we come down into this demand area and we moved away. Now, as we're looking at this from a lower time frame, you can see that the market has been reacting out of this, 1-hour demand area that I've got. The market has been reacting out of this 1-hour demand area. What I'm going to wait for to make any sort of decisions is, can we get a break above this? If I want to try and participate in this, I will need to see the market break above this and then potentially look to buy up into this supply area here. But yeah, keep an eye out on Euro CHF for today. GBP CHF, let's just drop to the 4-hour quickly. You can see the daily range that we're in. Of course, this is where I would like the market to come into this 4-hour demand area to then potentially see if we can carry this trend on upwards from here. So as from now, if you look at the 4-hour, we was uptrending. This was a higher low, higher high. We then had a 4-hour change of trend. The market come back up into this 4-hour supply and we moved away. Now we haven't broken this low here on the 4-hour, which is a bit annoying. But if the market was to carry on down into this demand area, I'd expect this 1-hour supply area to basically be our next zone. But as you guys can see, we are in this uptrend as of yet. So I need to see a small lower time frame shift to then participate in this area for GBP CHF. So keep an eye out on that. Let's quickly cover NZ. I'm not really interested in NZ CAD, to be fair. I looked at it this morning. NZ CHF is a little bit more different. You can see from a daily standpoint, let's just move this. from a daily standpoint, you can see that we're in this daily range. We've got this daily lower high, this daily lower low. This is our daily break of structure here. Let me just mark this out on there. And as you guys can see, we've been retracing up into this 4-hour supply, and we have had a reaction. Now, with this whole movement, the market is pulled back into this 4-hour supply area where we also have imbalance. Now, looking at this, you can see that we had an amazing reaction from down here. Now, this area filled in the imbalance and did break structure again, but it didn't tap into this 4-hour supply area. So the market is currently reacting from this imbalance and this 1-hour supply area with inside this 4-hour. So what I'd expect the market to do is, if I can see a lower time frame shift, I would then potentially look to be selling this downwards from here. But that is only if I can get that, that shift. Of course, if you look at the 1-hour trend, in order for understand that this 1 hour is our 1-hour higher low, and this is our 1-hour higher high. So 1-hour demand is in control. So it is a bit riskier. If we do come into this area here, this is the 1-hour demand that could potentially just see this area carry on trending. So let's say the market gives us a shift, it could just come into this and then carry this on upwards. So do be aware of that. But if we do break this 1 hour, let's say you can get in a trade from here, and we do break this 1-hour higher low, then that should give you confidence to potentially even swing this trade. It would be a beauty of a trade if we can see that. Let me just drop down to the 15-minute. You can see that the market, which I do like, is reacting from this 15-minute supply area here. This is where the market is currently reacting from. So this is our 15-minute supply area. We've had this movement here that broken this 15-minute trend. So as you guys can see, the market's come up. We've had a nice movement away. So right now, this is a 15-minute supply. What I'd be waiting for if I was you guys is another break. So if this has come up, you can see we had a pullback. We come up into here. We've changed the trend on the 15-minute. If we can now have another break, I would look to participate in selling this downwards. So NZCHF is going to be something that I am 100% keeping my eyes on, just to let you guys know. If we can get another break of this 15-minute low here, that would be another area where we can then look to basically, as I just said, sell from. It'll be a bit more confident. But yeah, hopefully you guys are pretty clear on everything as of today. We've got some decent moves that we can obviously look out for. I just want to say, as always, I appreciate every single person who is tuning into these videos. I really, really do. I appreciate every single person that is showing some, sort of love. If you want to get connected with me via socials, go to my YouTube bio, and you'll be able to see that I have my Instagram and also my free Telegram group in there. So again, feel free to get yourself into my Telegram and also get connected with me via my Instagram. But other than that, guys, I appreciate you as always. Have an amazing rest of your Monday. Trade safe, trade smart, and let's make some money. Take care and God bless.